If you love B-horror movies, then the 1950s is the decade for you. So many classics dropped during those years, all of which are so infinitely rewatchable that it's just insane. These are the 10 most rewatchable 50s horror flicks. Plan 9 from Outer Space isn't exactly a good film, but it has slowly garnered a strong cult following over the years from fans who laugh and can't get enough of its schlocky goodness. The Curse of Frankenstein was the highest grossing horror movie of 1957, and it kickstarted Hammer's now iconic horror series and is a favorite among horror buffs. Even all these years later, The Blob continues to be a much beloved horror cult classic that almost every horror fan can find amusement with every rewatch. House on Haunted Hill is best remembered for its entertaining scares and wonderfully eerie tone. And while that final scare before the twist might be borderline too cheesy, it's still an absolute classic. The Incredible Shrinking Man is the quintessential shrinking people movie, which is a genre that I didn't know that I needed in my life. House of Wax is easily one of Vincent Price's darkest roles, making the film all the more interesting and creepy. Also, it's way better than the remake. Universal's The Creature from the Black Lagoon was one of the last big monster movies rounding out Universal's classic monster era. It's also the best of the Universal monsters. Fight me. The Thing from Another World wisely takes advantage of people's fears of the unknown by mostly hiding the alien in shadows and in long shots in much of the film's runtime to make the viewers worry where the creature will strike next. Don Siegel's 1956 sci-fi horror masterpiece Invasion of the Body Snatchers has become well praised over the years for its powerful themes about the loss of individuality and the dangers of conformity. And finally, Godzilla isn't just one of the most rewatchable horror movies of the 1950s. It's one of the most rewatchable films ever made. It gave us perhaps the most iconic giant movie monster of all time and deserves its place in the annals of horror history.